Long ago, back in 2014, a young boy slept far from any screen. 'Twas a cold winter morning, and not a thing was stirring, and when suddenly the clock ticked 6, the boy awoke, snuck downstairs, no noise coming from any footstroke, and there under the tree, lit both red, white, and green, sat presents galore, just waiting to be seen. Hours passed, obsessing, thinking the things that could be wrapped treasures could be. Shoes, socks, both striped like a bee, gems, jewels, gold from the sea. Soon the time came to unravel these hidden gifts, and many were opened. It was a time of great joy, and he must have gotten many of a new toy, till the time came for the final gift in store, and forsooth, it 'twas a shiny PS4, coming with a new weird game. He set it all up and threw the game on, and this story of adventure and pride must have begun. He finished the game, maybe once, maybe twice, and so it must have been something real nice. But soon the child found new things and left it alone. There was so much more to play than this in my home, and there it sat until today. But what is this game, you might say? And honestly, I can't think of any other way to describe this game, so I'm just gonna go and yeet this thing. And without further ado, let's begin this thing.
Chapter 1. Beginning the Adventure. So, the story starts off with a super dangerous attack from the goblins. Yeah, that's right, there's goblins. That's... Well, that was kind of easy. Oh, wait, what? They got tanks! They got tanks on them! Goblins aren't supposed to have tanks?
The goblins there have progressed from being a minor nuisance to somehow being able to take down a highly fortified outpost. Thank you all for coming on such short notice. And Doctor, thank you for hosting this gathering. How did these goblins progress in such a short time from bows and arrows to tanks and guns? Where are they based? And how can we remove the threat they pose? We must immediately mount an expedition to discover whatever we can.
So we meet our heroes of this story, starting off with Ryder, the super adventurer who's six on the planet. Victor, basically the Elon Musk of this universe, and his secretary. But before any final decisions can be made, the Doctor has a special surprise that he would like to show everybody in the room.
Uncle!
Hey, how you been?
Good. The doctor keeps me busy, though. Oh? I gotta go set up. I'll see you later.
There he is.
Just go slow, little buddy.
He's cute.
You'll be fine.
Oh, this moment gives such chills. And it also introduces us to what Nag is made out of. Basically, the power source of this universe, relics. Yeah, they exist. And there's also a slight problem that a lot of people have been talking about like cutscenes interfering with stuff. I got an easy solution. Wow! What? Oh my gosh. That solved all of my problems, and it costed nothing. And we are also introduced to the Sunstones and your special powers, the first of which being the almighty push. Then continuing on to teach you other moves, such as what I can only describe as Spinjitzu. This intro does a pretty decent job in explaining both the mechanics of the world as well as the mechanics of gameplay, while not being overly handholdy or dramatic. And honestly, I just like how the simplistic style that it has. So, it's something to enjoy.
You call it Knack, is that right?
Actually, I call myself Knack.
Okay, I do admit the voice is a bit awkward, but he doesn't talk that much. And Victor, as the jerk that he is, decides to challenge Knack to see if he's really worthy of becoming a part of their expedition force.
Can do. Let's take this to the garden. There's a bit more room.
So this is where the challenge really picks up in this game, mostly because all of the enemies have started to not pull their punches. I mean, literally, like, you can die in one hit. Jeez. And soon enough you get your third Sunstone ability, as well as a bit of backstory.
Charlotte. Sorry.
All right.
So, Victor, you still think I'm too delicate?
It seems the doctor will be joining us after all.
But you want him to come, and you want him to bring Knack.
What a wonderful demonstration, Doctor. Yes, Knack must join us in our expedition.
So, as the adventure begins, so do our mysteries.
Hurry up, lad. We don't have all day.
Hey, Doc. Thanks for looking after my nephew. He's growing up so fast.
Frankly, Ryder, it was easier when he was younger. Now he wants to know how and why and debate everything. It's really quite trying at times.
It sounds like you need a break. Why don't you let me take him for a few days?
Oh, he's all yours.
Lucas! It's just you and me again. Now, the tracks from those goblin tanks should still be visible. Keep a sharp lookout.
Well, Knack, let the adventure begin.
I can't wait.
Well, my dear, wish us luck.
This chapter was good. It was nice. It was simple. Taught you what it needed to. As for challenge, it's not there.
Chapter 2. Disturbing the Wildlife. So, we begin our hunt for the goblins. And soon, we find a blocked-off cave somewhere in the forest. And we decide to split up to figure out any other ways around. Of course, we go with the doctor and see what we can do about the forest. Okay, I swear these bugs are from Australia. This is the first of your many goblins. It's not that hard to defeat, and honestly it's kind of a pushover. But the thing is that checkpoints are extremely far away, and on hard mode, you have to go all the way back to them. And that means that the requirements for Sunstone powers are all the more important. Soon you find a cave and decide to head into it to figure out if we can get ahead of the goblins. In there you meet greater quantities of smaller enemies, and as you grow larger, bigger enemies start to rear their ugly face. And this is where I'm going to start talking about power and progression. One of the most important elements in any video game, and one that this one specifically endears at. Weak and strong can be a slider that you push along to give your players feelings of overwhelming power that you can kill a god with, as well as having weak moments of vulnerability. And how Knack does it is by presenting an enemy in which you, the player, promptly defeat, and then you get to meet bigger and bigger quantities of that same enemy until you get big enough in which a newer, stronger enemy shows his face. And honestly, I'm going to admit, it's not like it's a bigger copy of it. Look at these two enemies. They're both long range, they both shoot projectiles, they both have bows. They're basically the same enemy. But while this enemy to charge shots and triple shots, this one can only fire a single shot charge. Okay, so that's...
Ah, now this is more like it. Do you know that I found you in a cave just like this? You see that pedestal? You find one of these caves, like as not, there's a pedestal in it, with nothing on top. But once, oh, this was about 20 years ago now, I found a cave that was different. It is said that these places were once alive, that the relics flocked like birds within them, but no one in generations had ever seen it so. Until then, on the pedestal was a glowing orb, and around it spun a constellation of gold and red and blue. I held out my hand, I don't know why, and the orb came to me. It took many years to unlock the secret of the orb and strengthen its power 100-fold. But at last, I solved the puzzle. And the result was you.
So, after that bit of storytelling, you get met by an old friend.
It's blocked. We'll have to go back the way we came.
The attack by Victor's robots is awfully weird of an encounter, especially here in the caves, because even if we would say that this was an accident, Victor and his robots don't exactly seem like the type to catch and preserve the goblins. So why are all of the enemies here only trapping them? Despite this, Victor does walk this all off as just a simple mistake. And I love walking through this next session, where he talks about how he created 30-foot robots for security purposes, like Elon Musk is. I also love how all of his robots is just getting wrecked while he's talking all of this. I mean, just funny. And soon, we find Goblin Fortress, and it's just one hop, skip, and a jump over the lake to get there.
You know, maybe I should spend a little more time staying in shape, and a little less time inventing things like you. Lucas, you wait over here until we know that it's safe. Knack, look after him.
Are you sure it's wise to go in there? They have to know we're coming.
If it wasn't wise, I wouldn't be doing it.
2 seconds later.
Secure the gates!
If it wasn't wise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Chapter 3. Killing the Natives. So, after that flustercluck, Knack and Lucas run into the forest to see if they can find another way back. And Lucas, of course, has a plan.
I was thinking. See these broken icicles? I wonder if you could bulk up with these rather than relics. They're about the right size.
See? Nothing happened.
That one moved.
It did? Okay.
Cool!
Ooh, I'm getting chills.
Watch out for goblins in there.
That's right, Knack is cool. Oh god, I need a life. And soon enough, he gets so big that he can probably take on the big enemies blocking the gate. So Lucas makes a plan to take out all of the guards and disactivate the doorknobs to get in. And this is awfully difficult because just one hit from any usual enemy will reduce you to literal ashes. Just nothing. But soon enough, you get good and make it through this section, and you press all 3 of the necessary switches to defeat the enemies.
Hope so. It's been slim picking so far.
Ooh, we know what's happening here.
Seize him!
Okay, this part is just blatantly evil. And it still is confusing why he specifically wants to catch him, but for all accounts, why would he ever want to do this? He is in the middle of a hostile Goblin Empire, and why would he ever want to just waste robots on Knack? It kind of shows his priorities are less focused and a bit messed up. Look out, Knack. Oh no, he's got AirPods in.
A golem made of relics.
Let's try that again.
The Chieftain isn't really a hard battle. He's a bit of a pushover, and it only needs a bit of timing. Other than that, he runs away. And soon you push him back to that very interesting building that you found earlier. Look at this man. Look at him real closely. A few minutes ago, he was the toughest guy around that you wouldn't want to mess with. Now, well, this is a really awesome level because it introduces you to throwing tanks. You get back here right now, and now your main enemy is just tanks. And there's bigger tanks now. This is just amazing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah! Okay, now it's all just tanks. you are just intense at this point. Throwing tanks around, enjoying destroying an entire native city. Hold up. And sometimes you just feel extremely unstoppable. But hopefully, soon you will meet your match.
I'll admit I didn't make the tanks, but this one's all mine.
I'd never have guessed. Let's hope it's sturdier than it looks, or this'll be a quick fight.
Prepare to be defeated!
Okay, let's just get this over with.
Power! I'll show you power!
1, 2, finish this! That's better.
And peace is restored.
Peace? Whose peace? You drove us from our cities and into the wilderness. Were we supposed to just stay there forever?
Typical goblin, always living in the past. Let's not rehash who attacked whose city first. Now, where did the weapons come from?
Gundahar made the weapons.
And where can we find this Gundahar?
Not saying. He's scary. But Gundahar is terror. But Victor!
Come pay me a visit at my home, Doctor. Until then.
I'll stay here with the chief and see what he has to say. You go. Get my nephew back.
Chapter 4. Eating the Rich. So you go to Victor's crib to see what's going on at his place. And honestly, it's pretty
Victor,
weird.
why did you kidnap my assistant?
Doctor, don't be so melodramatic. I merely took him for a ride in my flyer. I needed your full attention, and I didn't think I'd be getting it out there in the woods.
What about our mission? We were supposed to help those poor people. To find out where the goblins were coming from and prevent them from ever attacking us again.
I was a volunteer. I put in my time. If you care so much... Point of fact, I've been working on something much more interesting. Take a look. Yes, it's true. A single relic weighing more than a ton. Such a thing should not be possible, of course. Yet here it is before you.
Where did you find it?
I have dozens like this. We are on the verge of the next step of human evolution. The power of these giant relics will be the engine that drives it. But to take that next step, I need Knack.
Knack? What's he got to do with this?
Knack is the key. Which is to say, I need your pet. And I need him to be cooperative. No getting huge and nasty. No smashing everything in sight. What is he doing?
And so you make your great escape, encountering many of Victor's security forces along the way, and definitely destroying almost half of them.
Knack! Wait up! Those are security beams. And look, there's a discharge weapon too. If we break those beams, we're toast.
Well, up won't get us out. But we can't stay here. Let's go.
Let's go!
Oh no, look out, Knack. They're moving incredibly painfully slowly. So you make your great escape, and you get in your plane and you get out of there because you don't care about that. Actually, no, you stay there because the doctor wants to figure out what Victor is up to. And of course, Lucas has a plan again.
They're using clear crystals in their spotlights. Let's go and disassemble about 20 of them.
What exactly will that get us?
It will just be easier to show you. We'll be right back.
This is this game's version of a stealth mission, but better, because there is no stealth mechanics at all. And there's like a small path in which enemies can see, but past that, there's basically nothing stopping you from wrecking everybody. Also, there's parts where the enemies just see you no matter what, so it's not even the point. Oh, excuse me, sir, I just need to get past here. Yo, what up?
I think that's enough. Knack, remember what you did with the icicles? I need you to move those crystals into your body the same way.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I didn't think it was possible. The arcane energies in Knack's chest orb can only interact with
the hyperdense material of the relics. Yes, it's possible. Now, Knack, this next trick might be harder. I need you to concentrate and move whatever part of you's doing the thinking into the crystals. Just leave the relics behind. I present to you, Stealth Knack.
Very nice. Now, I want you to get through those laser beams and shut them down.
I love Stealth Knack. I mean, I love just the variety that he brings. You switch into Big Knack to fight all the obstacles in your path, and then what obstacles you have left, you can switch into Small Knack to get past them, switching through lasers and small vents to get through gateways and areas like lasers, and then switching into Big Knack to handle all the enemy engagements that come your way. And soon it just becomes an excellent amount of variety.
How did it feel, Knack?
Like I was sleepwalking. It's the strangest thing. Whatever I am doesn't want to be far from this for too long.
Okay, so now you're in the belly of the beast, and you should probably know that, because now lasers and enemy engagements have started to combine, and may I remind you that those lasers are literally a one-shot kill, so better watch your step.
It looks like he's using those giant relics in some kind of motor.
That is a motor for a hovercar scaled up 1,000-fold. With it, you could power an airship 2 miles long. Let's see what else we can find around here.
And so, as we progress further, we find more difficult enemies, and new ways for those new enemies to be incorporated into old ones, and even harder, bigger versions of enemies.
Look out now.
And soon stage obstacles start to get incorporated as well, making a big mashup of all these creative ideas incorporated into combat. And soon you face bigger and bigger enemies. And though they might be extremely hard, I mean like one-shot kill hard, inevitably you'll get past all of that. And that's why this is so great. It just enjoys itself with the combat.
Bound to find a clue or two in here.
I think you just want to get your hands on enough of those giant relics to build something of your own.
Well, you're right, Lucas, I do. I haven't felt this excited in years. So, I would appreciate it if you would help me figure out where they came from. Marked every spot where he found a giant relic. The deeper he went, the more he found, until his path was finally blocked by this door. It must have been very frustrating for him. He only found enough relics to build that giant motor and then no more.
Doctor,
Yes, Knack.
I think I'm the key.
Yeah, that's what Victor said.
No, I think I'm really the key. See the holes in the door? Each of them is in the shape of one of my parts. There's my chest. There's my head. Victor thinks I can open that door for him.
Yes, we never left. What are you trying to accomplish, Victor? Kidnap and mayhem just so you can build a bigger airship?
So you saw the motor. Impressive, isn't it? Yet in another sense, it's simply a toy. Powerful as they are, there's only so much I can do with a few giant relics. But soon, I'll have unlimited numbers of them. Then you'll see what becomes possible.
What? World conquest?
Nothing so mundane, I assure you. But Doctor, why are you here? Could it be that you feel the pull as well? You should be back in the Goblin Village with Ryder right now, trying to figure out where all those weapons came from. Yet, instead, here you are, breaking into other people's homes. Reminds me of the Doctor of long ago, before Charlotte domesticated you.
Don't you ever talk to me about Charlotte!
That's enough. Victor, pack your bags. You're about to take a long vacation from this place.
This way.
Thank you, Katrina.
Okay, who here bought the exploding boxes? Okay, new flamethrower enemy, keep that in mind for later. Okay, so you fight your way through a ginormous amount of enemies in the tower, only to get stopped when they run away in their plane. And away we go. Chapter 5. Hitting the miners.
Oh, just to recap. Your plan is that we sneak in through a disused side entrance, travel undetected through several miles of active mine tunnels, at which point Knack will open the door. Oh, and we have no way to tell Ryder where we've gone or what we're up to.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
With the place.
So in we go, with this amazing plan to find that door we've been looking so much for. And soon we get into the active part of the mine, where we get a decent look at how the relics are working and how they're actually cultivated. But Lucas has a scary thought.
What are the force barriers for?
Well, there are things that get very angry when we harvest the relics. Stay close, and let's hope we don't run into any of them.
Here you meet even more new enemies, such as these bomb guys, as well as these taser laser dudes.
Wait, there's a guardian up ahead.
And now we cut to Ryder interrogating the Goblin Chieftain.
What sort of airship? Well, it's hard to describe. Just take a look for yourself. Oh no.
So, what happened here?
Soon we find those holes that the giant relics came from, and we proceed to also go on there. And I'm just gonna say, This is a nice, interesting enemy that builds off of previous enemies that we've encountered. Not that it comes up much, but like, yeah. And soon enough, we make it to that big old door.
And now, the moment of truth. Victor was right. Giant relics. And in tremendous numbers, too. Knack, it's time. Open the door.
I'm not the key.
Then what is?
Very predictable, Doctor. You see, just as I said, all we had to do was wait, and they would come.
Well, this is unfortunate. I was hoping to finally get past this barrier.
So, what happens now?
You've shown your resourcefulness simply by making it all the way down here, Doctor. I do hope you'll join me in trying to figure out how to get past this blasted door. But Knack, if you're not the key, then you're far too much trouble to keep around. Take him out!
Oh, just to recap, your plan is... Knack!
Yes, that's pretty much it.
Psych, he's not dead. Okay, I thought he was. So, you're small again, you have to get out of this deep cave, and save your friends. Great. Another problem to solve. But, as soon as you get started with that, you find something... strange. An entire living ruin, hidden below the earth. Guardians all around the place. It's like where the doctor found you, but it seems slightly off. Guardians are angry, aggressive, even ancient. And at the center is a giant angry orb who only cares really for your own demise by sucking you away into nothing.
Is red bad? Oh yeah, red's bad.
The evil orb isn't that bad. It even helps you. Hehe, I'll get you this time with my wait, what? Okay, calm down. It's not over yet. You can get him on the return trip. Okay, go. Wait, what? And after another wave of guardians, you are sucked back up to the top, while having all the relics that you gained on your misadventure stripped from you. Chapter 6. Storming the Castle. So, you're plopped out right in front of Victor's castle, because of course he has a castle. And all your friends are taken in a cage floating over a ship. Because of course. And also this is called the Castle of Clan Victor. So either both his first and last name are both Victor, or we have just been calling him by his literal last name.
It truly is the small things that get you sometimes.
You'll be staying here while we sort things out. Beautiful room. It has the best view in the castle.
Were we really so predictable, Katrina?
Yes, you were, Doctor. You want the truth. It pains me. You have all that talent, and you can't find anything to do with it but projects like your unmanageable pet. Now Victor, he has vision. You need to watch and learn. The world is about to change, and he'll be the one who changed it. The truth is, I hope you like this room, because you're not setting a foot outside of it until you wise up and start working with Victor rather than against him.
Knack travels deep into the castle's underground lair, where, as you would expect, all of his goons are equipped with technologically advanced versions of medieval weapons. Because of course. But Knack has got a plan.
Wood. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Knack can bulk up with wood. And it's absolutely amazing. It's just another form of bulking up, but it's just working. Also, you can be set on fire now. So your additional health bar is slowly dying. And after a bit of fighting through all these sections to power up some elevator, you make it up into the main part of the castle, where the Doctor starts to think and reminisce about his lost love life.
About 20 years ago now. Way before you were born. I met her when we designed a car together. It was the perfect blend of beauty and muscle. By the time that car was finished, we were madly in love. Truth is, we found Knack's orb together, too. I'd been gathering relics in deep caves for years, trying to learn everything I could about their origins. And on one of the days Charlotte joined me, we made an amazing discovery. A few minutes later, the ground shook. One of those deep earthquakes that happen from time to time. Charlotte! And she fell into the depths. I hunted for weeks and weeks. I never found a trace of her.
But from these sad thoughts, the Doctor is given an idea.
When I think of her work, like that car, and I think of the Goblins' weapons and tanks, well, and I know this is crazy, but I see similarities.
And back to the grind it is. Ooh, there's a lot of wood here. You're big again, and this time as a flaming ball of doom. Everything around you just falls, and there's never quite a match for you in this section of the game. And it's just amazing to watch every single enemy just cower in fear at you, and just punching. And when Katrina and her posse tries to ruin your fun, you know what you do? You know what you do. You chuck her off the side of the roof.
No.
And everything around you just cowers. And the only thing that doesn't are AI programmed to not do that. And it's just amazing. You just punch everything, and it's so simple. And now it's over.
What?
And after that disappointment, you meet up at the airstrip where you meet Ryder. And I just love how these two talk to each other.
Sounds good. Let's go get the doctor. Might run into your girlfriend, too, while we're at it.
You think I'm clever, right?
And, ooh, new enemies here. Okay, I promise this is not the last time. Just, these look really nice. And after we rescue the two boys,
We're here to rescue my nephew.
as well as reunite with each other, Katrina shows up once again with her dumbass posse, and we decide that we're going to have to vet her. So, after destroying every single person in her crew, we decide, and after she throws a few more at us, we defeat them all, and after that she just runs off in her plane, like the absolute that she is.
That woman.
I know.
Chapter 7. Leveling the City. So we go back to Ryder's place, and of course, Ryder gives some insight into his knowledge about the door situation.
Do you remember my solo expedition across the barren wastes?
No.
And before we can do anything, of course, the goblins show up. And they kind of start wrecking house, destroying all previous defenses of the city with relative ease. And Ryder has a plan.
Knack, get us some room to work.
So, we face technologically advanced versions of the goblins that we fought earlier, with even new and better weapons. And they get big, like really big. Wait, hold up. Is this a chase sequence in this game? This is just great. This is legitimately a chase sequence. It's not that hard, and we definitely are facing a dumb opponent. But as soon as we get back, they're fully prepared for their plan, using fake tracker relics to take them back home. And after fighting another wave of goblins, we get on a trolley to enact
Knack,
their
do
plan.
what you can to keep my town in one piece.
Will do.
Actually, the goblins are no trouble, because they're all armed with jelly weapons. Okay, I'm gonna give you creativity points for this, but I wouldn't exactly attack the city with Grandma's grape jelly, okay? So you go on to your usual thing, punching goblins in the face, climbing up buildings, as well as fighting bigger and better enemies, until revelations are made.
Ryder, help me out here. If you were to build a tank, would you put tail fins on it?
No?
So then tell me, what's going on here? Have you seen anything like this before?
Charlotte's old car?
Exactly. It's as if someone is dusting off Charlotte's old designs and militarizing them somehow.
One more mystery to clear up when we meet Gundahar. Let's get going.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Zoom in. Yeah. A few minutes ago, you had a full-on chase scene with this exact enemy type. And now, here he is. And while we're continuing our rampage, we cut to Katrina punching a dummy of us.
Your passion is commendable, but there's only so much damage you can do to a couple of tons of metal and stone.
I just want to be sure the next time we meet Knack, it's the last.
What you need is a little help from the boys in research and development. Come with me. There's something I think you'll enjoy seeing.
What upsets me is that he didn't just outpower me, he outthought me too.
It's nothing high-caliber weaponry won't fix.
Darling, you really know how to talk to a girl.
I just wish there was some way to get past that door.
Well, as for that, I found us some extra help. Let me tell you all about it.
So, after rushing through a bunch of enemies, this time facing off against tanks once again, this time armed with jelly.
Okay, I get it. You have a lot of grape jelly from that time that you went over to your grandma's house. And she gave you like a ton of grape jelly for Christmas. And you're thinking, I don't even eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. What am I going to do with all this stuff? I mean, like, I have 2 jars over there, and I was like, nice to Grandma, because how can I not be nice to Grandma? But the second that I got home, I realized that, like, I couldn't use it. And I understand. But I wouldn't load my tanks with this stuff, okay? That was too much information.
Pick it up.
And goblins suck up whatever. And prepare for the greatest conversation.
I've been wondering when you'd show your face. Your name Gundahar?
Yes. I've been looking forward to meeting you, Knack. You're no human. Why do you work for them?
Well, I'm no goblin either.
Ah, but I can tell you love to destroy things. But there's plenty of that wherever I go. Come, join me.
I get big. I break things. I can't help it. But what you do, this, is evil. Join you? Never!
So, after you get a short brawl, you are introduced to one of the biggest and one of the funnest parts of this entire game, Knack Strikes Back. Knack Strikes Back is just pure fun. Big enemies are easier, smaller enemies fear for their very lives, for your very mortal existence. You are a ground-shaking monster who can literally punch planes out of the sky and throw cars like they're a ginormous game of darts. You are just having fun, destroying everything in sight. And soon, Gundahar puts his own hat into the ring. Well,
So, you saved the best for last. Pretty. You want me to wait while you get in it? I'll warn you, I'm not in the most patient of moods.
Get in it. I'd only hold it back. This fighting unit is completely autonomous. All I need to do is unleash it.
Then you'll have a great view as I reduce it to a shiny pile of scrap metal.
Kill! My robot.
Gundahar's robot is a perfect representation of who Gundahar is as a character. He's intelligent, he's strong, and he's definitely confident. But he never gets his hands dirty, and he leaves it up to machinery and other lackeys to do his dirty work for him. And if that isn't a villain, then I don't know what is. Also, his villainous pizzazz is just amazing. I mean, he just drops one-liners constantly throughout this battle, and it's just absolutely amazing to watch. It's also nice to mention that this boss fight is a decent challenge. Though it isn't that difficult, it definitely does pose a threat. Yet still, he has the confidence to insult you from an airship far away from the fight.
Join me. We will annihilate the humans together. So slow, Knack. Now witness its speed. Had enough? You are weak, just like the humans you serve. This ends now. Can't move, Knack. What will you do?
This bitch empty. Yeet! And so we drive off the goblins. And once again, we prepare to go off and stop Gundahar permanently, while the other two make plans to go into the cliffs and find that clue. And once again, off we go.
Come on, Lucas. We've got an expedition to prepare for.
This chapter was chaotic fun. If that is all it is, then I would be perfectly fine with that. But it also has nice hints to the future of the game. This is also, in my mind, considered like the turning point of the story. When the ball starts rolling downhill and Knack starts just destroying every pin in its way.
Chapter 8. Invading the Country. So we're on our way to Gundahar, when out of nowhere we're shot down by anti-aircraft fire like we're in North Korea, and are forced to land on a nearby cliff.
It'll be quite the problem. Go and see what you can find in the way of relics. I'm gonna need you to get as large as possible.
So, okay, these bugs are definitely from Australia. I mean, like, what? So, you go through the caverns and canyons until you finally reach the goblins' main defenses, in which you promptly destroy all of the turrets blocking your path, and proceed on to the next section.
Take a look at this Guardian.
Yes, it's fascinating. The goblins have managed to create a thaumatic interface to the Guardian's neural matrix. He's under their control.
Yeah, that too. But did you happen to notice the giant box of relics he's carrying? You said get big, right? I get my hands on those relics. I'll show you big.
But before we can ever go into that cave, or figure out any of this, we first have to take a quick cut to what Victor is up to.
Katrina, when you proposed that we have the doctor find the key for us, I was more than a little skeptical. But now you say they've found a clue.
Amazing, isn't it? We spent years looking for the key, and they might find it in a matter of days.
Shouldn't we go after them, then?
They're doing so well. Let's have them do the hard work. When they're close to it, then we can swoop in and take it. In the meantime, you'll have a chance to finish a little project here.
Okay, just gotta swerve past these Tesla coil things here. And from the outside, all of this seems like their simple mining operation, or a simple gold working. But once you look into it, you find this. an entire goblin city hidden underground. And though this section isn't huge, it gave me some thoughts. You see, our heroes throughout the story have mostly ignored their past with goblins. And a lot of the times during this game, we've just been attacking them. And we've been trying to keep them in the forest for I don't know how long. And they, in response, have started to retaliate and get revenge. And in greater amounts, too. It's not like I'm trying to pull any real-life scenarios from this. It's just a weird factor that you would put in if you were just trying to put in a, completely evil race. It's strange, because that means that there's more to goblins than just evil. Oh yeah, and there's turrets. Ooh, new enemy. Okay, I just really love how all of these controlled Sunstone golems work, because their movement and all of that.
Are you sure about this?
Just do it!
This chapter is absolutely skippable. It had no reason to be in here, and it had less reason to have so much that it did. And yet it does. And that's what's great about it. It does. It does do this. It didn't, but it does, and it's amazing.
Chapter 9. Finishing the fight. So, we're finally here. The secret goblin factory.
Oh. Knack, why don't you go and see what you can do about opening that gate?
So, we finally made it to the goblin factory. And here, we're going to have to sneak around back to figure out how we can open that gate for him. And we do.
Well, it certainly took a long time and a great deal of effort, but we're finally here. Our target is nothing less than the complete destruction of Gundahar's manufacturing capability and all existing inventory of weapons. So, where would you like to start?
Oh man, I thought you'd never ask.
How about that building? Ha, good.
This is the beginning of the fun part. Finally, you are here, at the heart of Gundahar's empire, and you are ready to tear it to shreds. Honestly, the simplest missions, Objective Destroy, that's literally all you do. You literally just wreck everything in here. No special objectives, just destroy. And to do so, Knack's got a plan.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah. Knack is metal now, y'all are screwed. Except, these magnets take away all the metal. And as well as these pads, limiting your speed. And these charge-up things that require several runs to complete. And now the enemies are fighting you on the pads. And now the enemies are a bitch when they're ranged.
Okay, I get it. This is more of a hindrance than a mechanic that would make it more fun. Okay.
Soon, we get something very interesting.
Hello, Doctor.
Charlotte! But how?
Do you mean what happened after you left me to die?
Wait, what?
After I fell into the chasm, goblins found me and brought me to their leader, Gundahar. He nursed me back to health. Well, mostly anyway. This leg never really was the same again.
Charlotte, I searched for you for weeks. If I didn't find you, it's because you were already gone.
So you say.
It's the truth. So, what about all this?
Gundahar needed my help, and I gave it to him. First, I made better weapons and better armor, so he could defend himself against those goblin tribes that would hurt him. And later, I made other things.
You know the weapons you have built have been used against our settlements.
I know now. I guess Gundahar took care of his enemies in the goblin tribes and began looking for a way to take revenge on humans for the Crystal Wars. As soon as I learned, I stopped.
Charlotte, I am so sorry for everything. But whatever happened, we're together again now. Please, we don't have much time. Come with me.
No.
What? Why not?
I've caused far too much suffering and destruction. I'm not fit for human company any longer.
No, don't be silly.
No!
I see. If you ever change your mind, please, call me. No matter where I am, I will come for you. I promise.
Goodbye, Doctor.
This is a great moment. It's a good introduction to Charlotte and her more cynical and considerate side, opposing to Doctor's rash and ambitious personality. And it definitely does affect the Doctor later on in the story.
I enjoy how Gundahar has the specific style of using sunstones instead of relics. It just goes to show that he's just one small step behind humanity in terms of technology.
Ooh, you're gonna need to stay far back so you don't get electrocuted. Better yet, I'll meet you up top that hill. I'm guessing that's where we'll find Gundahar.
Electrocution here would be a fitting end. She doesn't love me anymore.
Well, I'm no human, but it seems a bit more complex than that. Now you make sure you're long gone before the fireworks start.
All right. I'm going already.
Go on.
Don't mind me. I just lost the love of my life.
I love Knack. And I love, the hidden amount of emotion and care that this character has been put into over this game.
We see him throughout the game being self-conscious, concerned about his friend's well-being, sarcastic, confident, and even here, emotionally intelligent to the Doctor's pain. But Knack has a job to do, and he's determined to finish it.
Now that's more like it. Time to take care of a few tanks and planes.
And now, prepare for one of the best villain-hero conversations I have heard. At least...
Knack, you've destroyed half my army in Monteverde. And now you've come to finish the job. Why?
You ask why. You destroy human outposts and invaded their cities. And for what? Sunstones and relics?
Knack, I'm merely righting a wrong. Today goblins live primitive lives in the forests and mountains. But before the Crystal Wars, we had our cities and our civilization. I simply seek to return to those times.
And I'm simply here to show you that attacks on the humans will not be ignored.
You are their tool! We have lived in the wastelands long enough. Destroy this monster.
I love this conversation between Knack and Gundahar. It sets up Gundahar's crude motivations from what we know about the goblins. Gundahar sees the awfully one-sided conflict between goblins and humans, and how it's going bad for the goblins, and then from there internalizes the conflict and sees the only solution as more violence and more bloodshed and more destruction on each side of the conflict, soon manipulating everyone he can in order to get whatever he wants, with absolutely no care for who he's hurting or how much he's damaging. And that is why Gundahar is such a good villain to me.
He has somewhat complex motivations, but they are never allowed to flourish into an actual relationship and understanding because he is gosh dang evil. And past all of that, that fact just can't be refuted. He's genocidal, he's megalomaniac. He's genocidal, a megalomaniac, he's absolutely ambitious, and is just outright insane.
So many weapons.
And that's why this all has to end.
Let's go have a chat with him.
And after one little fight with all the remaining of his forces, it's one short climb, and...
Not so fast. Okay, I got him. Now what?
I wasn't sure that would work. What took me 20 years to build, your creature took 20 minutes to destroy. Do you love destruction so much, Doctor?
When destruction brings peace, yes. Yes, I do.
Even if I'm defeated, peace won't come. Goblins will rise against humans. What happened today won't prevent that revolution.
No, but it will delay it. Some rebalancing has to happen, yes, but your way is not the way.
Naughty, naughty.
I will be back!
I'm sure he will at that. But we've fought a long time before he can build up again. Now, let's go find that key.
This right here is the end of the whole goblin story that we started out with. But still, this isn't the end, because you still have Victor.
Chapter 10. Scaling the Cliff.
He never listens to me.
Well, the doc doesn't listen to most people. I wouldn't take it personally. Does he, ever talk about your parents?
No.
You ever wonder why the doc takes care of you instead of me?
Well, That's an easy one. You're never around.
That's true. I would make a very bad parent. Always wandering off somewhere. Lucas, you think you fight with the doc. My little sister. I mean, your mother. That was something to see. Half the time they worked together, she was telling him off about something or another. What I'm trying to say is, you take after her. You're smart. But that's not all. When you talk back to the doc, make him think about what it is that he's doing, that's when I'm the proudest of you. Just try not to judge him. He can't help the way he is.
Proud of me, huh?
Very. Come on, let's finish unloading, get some sleep.
This is just great. This is just a great moment right here. It's a reflection on how all of the characters see each other and how they relate to each other and how they see each other, and it's beautiful.
So it's just one jump past all these ruins, and we have to go up the cliff, and we use these past the dog because the dog probably has arthritis right now. So after one obnoxiously simple parkouring section, we cut to Charlotte.
You're safe.
Yes, I survived their attack. But all our hard work was destroyed.
That you brought upon yourself. You should never have used my creations against human settlements.
They are our oppressors. And when you stopped your work, you hurt us all. With better weapons than these, we could have defeated them.
With better weapons, Monteverde would be a smoking hole in the ground. It sounds like you just want my help to exterminate the humans.
Charlotte, the humans are our natural enemies. We took you in because you helped us in our struggle. But the truth is, we won't rest until every human is dead. Out of gratitude to you, I won't harm you. But if you refuse to rebuild the weapons factories, you have no place here with us.
Doctor, come save me. Please.
So now we're platforming in the wind, and after punching a few people again, we climb up ropes, which can't be good for the doctor.
Thank you.
And after doing a bit more of the parkouring in wind, you go to another rope, which seems longer. And everything seems to be going okay, until it doesn't.
Ryder! Back!
Hang on, Doc.
Nice swan dive, Ryder. Didn't think you had it in you.
Well, one does what one must.
Ryder, you are unnecessarily
All right,
cool.
Doc. Just a little further.
So after punching a few more guys, you finally make it to that hidden tablet that you guys have been looking for.
Your door is here.
And there's the real key right next to it. Knack, that doesn't look much like you, does it?
Not so much.
And behind the door, we can see the prize. Giant relics in incredible numbers.
There's some writing here. It's not good news. It says that beyond this door is tremendous danger. It mentions a great transformation as well, but it's hard to tell exactly what that means. The rest is gone.
Not what we were hoping for, then.
Bugging the child's pendant was such a clever idea of yours, Katrina.
This map shows the location of the key. It's in a maze of some kind. I have placed the key in a labyrinth of my own devising, in the hopes that only one with the wisdom to use it properly may pass the tests.
Victor, I think he's talking about you.
Yes, but where is it?
The maze appears to be somewhere under Obelisk Mountain. Huh. I always wondered what was hiding down there.
Now, how long will it take us to get there?
We're going there?
Well, yes. The least we can do is to get to the key before Victor does. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Oh, you'll be careful. That'll be the day. You do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, and no matter how crazy it is, no one ever tries to stop the great doctor.
Lucas? Ryder, you'd stop me if I was about to do something foolish, wouldn't you?
That I would. Come on, Doc. The ropes are waiting.
This chapter, once again, is light and easy, especially when it comes to this. This chapter was light and easy, especially in comparison to what has come before and what is definitely going to come after. But it's definitely kicks right into the action of the finality. But it definitely kicks us into high gear and into that finale. Chapter 11. Raiding the Tomb. So, you make your way all the way over to Obelisk Mountain, but sadly, not before Victor shows his face again, with his giant airship. So, you have to secure the area before the others can drop in. And this is where Victor is throwing his full security force at you. Many of the enemies that you fight throughout the game make some sort of reappearance somewhere in this section. And it's clear that this is Victor's desperate attempt to stop you. This is a pure race against you and Victor, and you have to get to the key first before he does. And we're pulling out all the stops for this. Yep, that's right, Icenack is back. And this time cooler than ever. Haha, puns. And you easily disperse with all of the forces, and you even finish off by fighting in a volcano with ice until you clear out all of the security forces and enter the labyrinth.
We've caught up.
Looks like they're trying to brute force it. Hardly the spirit of the labyrinth, eh, Doctor?
I don't get why this is so hard for all of you guys. All you have to do is, like, hit 3 levers. Like, 1, 2, 3, bam. Done. Wasn't that hard. This place is deep, and it poses a lot of questions, and even more that just don't go unanswered.
Why are there guardians here?
Well, that human must have understood how to control guardians.
But soon you pass that, and get to another scripture.
There's our key and our door.
When the key is used and the door is opened, mountains will rise higher than the clouds. Huh.
And the face of the earth will be changed forever.
Kid, what does that mean?
So, after solving a ton of super difficult puzzles that must have taken ages to complete, as well as facing a ton of difficult challenges that you have to all traverse in one consistent pattern, you make it all the way to it. And Victor literally discredits all of your work in mere moments. He ain't joking.
You are tenacious, Doctor. I'll grant you that.
Victor.
And he brought a few friends to back him up, too. I believe the score is 2-1. Looking to go best of 5?
Best of 5? Best of 7? No. This is the final battle. We've come prepared. If they all can't finish you off, then this will.
Think of it as a poisoned relic. It disrupts the arcane energies that bind your parts together. Not that we understand your arcane energies, But one doesn't have to understand something in order to destroy it.
Quickly! Into the tunnel!
Thanks, Knack!
So, after that whole thing, you find the key.
It's the key. We beat Victor to it. Knack, you think you can make that jump?
Yeah, I think so.
Once we've opened the door, carefully, mind you, I can begin to unlock the secrets of the ages.
Once we've opened the door? Doctor, didn't you understand anything the cave painting said?
You can't possibly comprehend what this key represents. I mean, the scientific benefits alone.
Oh, I comprehend. It means the end of the world as we know it. We need to destroy that key.
Well, this is pointless. Knack, go get it.
Gotcha. Lucas, move out of the way.
No. It said great danger. Why don't you believe it?
The doctor does strategy. I do execution.
The last strategy of the doctors ended up with us captured and you shot. Tell me, Knack, does all of this really make sense to you?
Not so much.
It's just like I said. No matter how crazy the plan, no one will ever stop the great doctor.
Doc, the kid is right.
Oh. 2 against 1 now, is it?
Doctor, time to let this one go.
You too, Ryder?
You asked me to tell you if I thought you were doing the wrong thing. Look, a week ago, we knew nothing about the giant relics and we were fine. But open that door. Or let Victor open that door. And we'll find out what great transformation really means. Could be bad.
All right, then. Let's destroy it. Knack, I need you to take care of the key before Victor can get his hands on it. It's just too dangerous.
This is where it comes to its head. All the characters face themselves and each other at the same time, confronting themselves and questioning what they hadn't before. And I couldn't wish for a better moment in this game, because it builds off everything the characters have been doing.
So, you get the key, but sadly, before you can do anything, Katrina swoops in and takes the key for herself. Like the... Jeez, you're just a jerk. So, you have to go find Katrina and convince her nicely to destroy it.
Looks like that rockfall has you blocked. Care to hand over that big, heavy key?
Oh, this key? So sorry, but no. I do have this for you, though.
Oh, you absolute... Ugh. I need a medic bag. Okay, I hate Katrina. Katrina is literally everything you are not. She is strong, she is fast, and she has a load of health. Something that you are slowly running out of, because the poison relic that she handed you nicely is slowly draining your very health bar. And soon, it just becomes annoying how just unfair this conflict is. And then she just runs away. Like the bitch she is. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, I just need to discuss enemies right here, okay?
Okay, I just need to talk about this. I've played through this game like tons of times, and I've played through this game enough to know that there's over 120 enemies, each with their unique attacks and unique ways to defeat them, all with your simple attack structure. And it never gets boring, despite nothing ever changing. Because, well, you don't change, and your attacks don't change, all of the enemies around you do. And that's just brilliant.
And now that that's out of the way, can we address the other factor? The fact that Victor owns a 70-foot attack robot? Like, what? That is literally like the time when Japan, someone in Japan just built a fully sized Gundam robot. How did he explain that to his accountants? Or better yet, how did he explain that to the workers? And how many people just, like, looked at him and said he's evil after that? Oh, wait, he's Jeffrey Bezos in this universe. Okay, that...
This may sting a little.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way. He took the key.
The key is coming with me. I leave Knack to you.
And now we're fighting her. You about to die. Bing. Bang. Bada boom. Bosh. Now she is dead.
Goodbye, my dear. Prepare for departure.
They've got the key.
Well, we'll just have to go after them then. To the ropes.
She's still alive.
I'm going after her.
We can't wait for you, so go!
Chapter 12. Infiltrating the airship.
Doctor, come save me. Please.
Let's pick up the pace, Lucas. We've got the world and a certain lady to save.
This is one of the most tense moments in the game, because Victor, unknowing to him, may accidentally just release the end of the very world. And if there's no higher stakes than that, then Doctor saving his own love is definitely on that list. So we press on to the airship to stop Victor at any means necessary, and destroy all of his defenses using none other than Stealth Knack. Oh, hell yeah.
Stealth Knack is back.
Yeah.
Once again, I can't restate my love for how much I enjoy Stealth Knack. Sneaking into vents to get outside of the building, fighting enemies outside of the building as the big guy, and then turning small again and big again just to face all the enemies and obstacles in your path. But joy won't come forever.
Ryder.
Uncle.
But even though that was sad, we do press on just to fight another day. And man, do I love Snelknack. And can I just state that as we go on, this place has become more rickety, even to the point where I don't even think they put in the floors.
I guess they were in a hurry.
Oh, they actually didn't. And it only gets more unstable from there. It's clearly not finished, and only shows that Victor's desperation and absolute unfinished confusion. And it's just...
This airship is heading straight for Trogdor Mine. Victor certainly isn't wasting any time.
Interesting. We'll be over Gundahar's territory in a few minutes.
Anywhere near the factory?
No. We'll be quite a ways away. Unless I do this.
Planning on going to rescue Charlotte? We don't get that key back. Bad things could happen.
Yes, of course. Key first, Charlotte second. But let's hurry, shall we?
After you, Doctor.
We fought our way across the whole ship. The key's got to be close now.
And there it is.
And there's Victor, too. Let's do this.
So, you're just in arm's reach of Victor, and you think this is just gonna end easy. Well, no. It's really not.
Indeed it is. Katrina is dead as a result of your pathetic interference. And now it's your turn.
It's not too late, Victor. We can stop this before things get completely out of control. No one else needs to die.
Enough! All our lives will end someday. If Katrina had perished in the achievement of our dream, then that would have been a beautiful thing. But she died for nothing! As you will now. Goodbye, Doctor.
I have to give big props to a lot of the voice actors, because all of them have put such good emotion into this one performance that it's just amazing. And as well as the voice direction being absolutely spot on. It's just beautiful. And now, this is your end.
Chapter 13. Slaying the God.
Boys, leave these two to me.
Doctor, you came.
Well, I promised. Some very quick introductions. This is my assistant, Lucas.
Hello. I've heard a lot about you.
This is Knack. We were too busy last time to say hello properly.
Charmed.
My dear, I'm sorry to be in such a rush, but the world may end if we don't get to Trogdor Mine quickly. Are there any intact airships left around here?
Will this work? It was my final project for Gundahar before I learned the truth of what he was up to.
Oh, but it's brilliant! Nice weapons, too. Those will come in handy.
But Doctor, there's a big problem. The goblins stripped this place bare. I have no relics left to power the engine.
That may not be such a problem. Knack, if you would.
fool has done it!
This is the end of the line. A fight between you and ancient unknowable forces. Watching as the remains of Victor's army falls before you, and seeing the landscape slowly transform into something weird and foreign. Going from green grassy hills to geometric weird shapes. It's confusing and also quite alarming, for that matter. All evils have been unleashed at this point, and the great transformation has truly begun. But Knack, as always, has a plan.
That'll do.
Yep, you get bigger. You thought you could get big, but now you've seen nothing yet. You face bigger enemies this time, and bigger problems, such as geometric landscape that looked similar in context, slowly growing weirder as it progresses. And when you need a staircase, you got so big that you can literally use yourself as a staircase, which is just amazing. And after a quick parkouring session, you continue on to your usual business and absorb all of the giant relics into you. Progress further into the ginormous palace of confusing geometric shapes. And soon, you master all the challenges around you. Until you face your final opponent. The final guardian. And as hard as he may be, you can definitely get past him. You've faced so much in this experience that it's kind of hard for anything to match you. But that time is gone, and now's a chance for reflection. And this small trip up an elevator is all I need. To embrace the seconds of joy and the hours of pain, all of the emotions, for all of these years ago. And then I realized one thing. This is what Knack is. It's beautiful in the strangest way. It's not beautiful because anyone proclaimed it so. It's not beautiful because it's the best. It's only beautiful if you play it. Not in the eyes of a critic, but in the eyes of a child. I love this game because the first thing I saw was through the eye of a child. And even now, I am left with those beautiful images that I can only now know as piercing and piece together all of those memories, all those years ago. What is the childhood? It's a different perspective. It's a perspective of joy with no care of where or when it came from. And one of my greatest memories as a child, especially in terms of gaming, is this game. So to say that I'm proud to be here is an understatement. I'm proud that I could live with Knack. I'm proud that Knack exists.
Let's go home.
Yeah. I can't wait for things to get back to normal.
My boy, I think they may never go back to normal again. Come on, Lucas. Join us. Easy there, Knack.
And ironically, the greatest threat to our safety came from one of our own. And now, I would like to congratulate our 3 surviving heroes on preventing tremendous tragedy. Thank you, Knack.
Thank you.
Doctor.
May I? I would like to thank Knack for his large, some might say, gigantic contribution to our efforts. But I would also like to thank our smallest hero for his wisdom. Without his foresight, we would have used the key ourselves and perished instantly. Thank you, Lucas. And now, let us all take a moment to thank Ryder, who sacrificed his life so that we might be saved. Our thoughts are with you, Ryder, wherever you are.
Jeez. This is really bringing me back. I mean, like, this song, every time I hear this song, it's just reminding me of this moment of achievement that I've gotten as a child. And I love it.
And here it ends. Huh. Now I'm wondering, was it worth it? Or will all of this just fall on deaf ears? Or worse, judgmental voices? Or even no one at all? This is my childhood. And I'm glad that I could be a part of it. Even if it does live on in infamousy. I'm Eric from Well Actually Eric. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And happy 2022.